It was a typical Giants performance.
Oh.
But it wasn't as bad as with Daniel Jones, so I'm going to keep bringing that up. Offense couldn't finish drives. It couldn't run the ball. No Andrew Thomas means I'm watching a haphazard group just give up pressures. 22 quarterback pressures on Russell Wilson. 22 quarterback pressures.
Embo had a good day.
Well, he dropped the touchdown that was thrown to him.
It wasn't in his vicinity.
He didn't really contribute that much. They put him in. Which is exciting. He's like the sixth offensive lineman that they're bringing in, which makes me happy. I think that it's Bo, by the way. It's Marcus Bo.
Marcus Bo?
Yeah, Marcus Bo.
Okay,
the M's not pronounced. I think that there's some redeemability with some of these young guys, especially Abdul Carter. There's two things that are now absurd with this. You're Brian Daboll, and you have a bad offense.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson is going to raise the floor a lot more from what Daniel Jones did. But the ceiling is so close to the floor that the most that they're ever really going to score every single week is maybe 17 points. I don't think that, maybe 21. I'll be a little generous here. Maybe if they have a good game, they score 21 points. There is no way, with how messy they were, that they would be so much worse with Jaxson Dart there. You have an opportunity just to let the kid play, to go make plays, to be a Bo Nix type of a guy. I don't think he gets you to the playoffs, but with a stout defense, surprise a couple teams, do a couple of nice things. He has one or two great games. He's in the offensive rookie of the year discussion. Those things are where the redeemability comes for Daboll and the Giants and for him to keep his job. The second thing that's absurd to me, Abdul Carter, an elite pass rusher, plays 65% of the defensive snaps in the first half. Plays 41 in the second half.
Mistake.
It was awesome and exciting to watch this young man block a punt.
He was flying around.
But then when we go back and we rethink about that for a second, why is the third overall pick being used as a punt rusher? Why is that all we're getting out of Abdul Carter?
Well, he's got to earn his spot, man. He's got to earn his spot on the team and earn his it's a total mistake. Put Kayvon on that. Put Thibodeau on that.
Make Kayvon the holder. The damn holder. I'm over this. Abdul Carter doesn't come off the field. Your run defense was ass. Just keep him on the field. If your defensive tackles can't play, have him play with defensive tackle. And that's literally what they did. There were a bunch of clips of him in third down situations where he was completely juking the interior offensive lineman of the Commanders.
That's just not a fair matchup. That's so unfair for the big fellas. Like I said, the Commanders' offensive line would be better than expected. It was. And that's going to be one of the two teams that the Giants really struggle with for a pass rush. So I think Jaden Daniels didn't look great. I think the defense for New York had him confused at times. Yeah. I think the defense for New York flew around more than expected. It wasn't the Jaden Daniels 3-hour session of him just calmly dotting you up. It was, we have to run some offense. We have to make some extra effort plays. Good for your defense. Bad for your offense is Brian Daboll and his decision-making. There is no need. There's no need right now to let Russell Wilson extend this tenure as the starting quarterback, because eventually you're going to get to Russ Vember, and that's when he has 3 games where the Giants put up 30 points, and it looks like they're going to make a playoff run before he collapses. What you need is, what do I want to go with? Dartober or Dartember? Dartober. Fine. We'll middle around in September. They'll be bad, and then
they're going to be 0-4 because they have the Cowboys, Chargers, Chiefs as their next 3 games.
Oh my God!
Well, they get the Saints in Week 5, so that's what I've been.
Crack the kid open for Week 5. Let's go. Russell Wilson for the next 3 games against those killers. Oh my God!
Well, so I keep writing this over and over again in all my Giants stories. I keep saying. Dart has to be, there's no indication that Daboll won't share any insight. The closest that he gave to a possible change was his non-answer yesterday that, all the Giants media members were literally saying to him, like, you're not answering the question that we're asking you. Is Russell Wilson the guy or not? And he said, I'm going to go watch the film. He finally commits to him today. But I feel like if we're just talking about smart planning, we're not throwing Dart in against the Chiefs. We're throwing him in against the Saints, and he outduels Spencer Rattler, and we're starting to feel good about ourselves.
I would be happy about that. God, you know what? He looked good in the preseason. That's big to me. Him looking sharp in the preseason lets me know that he's got a head somewhere up there, or he's got the physical capacity to work against NFL defenses. I'm excited for him. I want to see him in New York. Every New York fan should want to see Jaxson Dart. Like there should be nobody pining away on WFAN calling up and saying, "Oh, well, Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl champion." No.
Do that. Do that.
Oh, they'd keep you on. They'd keep you on for you might get 15 minutes.
I think this Wilson guy. I think he's got got a lot of moxie. He's a real leader.
You're being funny, but that's the argument. That's the argument that you can make.
How
for
much
Russell Wilson.
WFAN do you listen to? That's literally but there probably are callers that they don't put on the air. I didn't listen to it today, but I bet that there were some people that were calling and saying that.
People also confuse leadership with being a nice guy. Leadership means winning. Leadership means bringing a team to win. It doesn't mean we like him and he says nice things at the podium and he wears cool suits. Leadership is winning. And the leader that makes you want to win more, if you are a teammate of him, that is who your guy is. Not Russell Wilson mania. That is not the guy that leads New York to the promised land. I don't know why. Daboll just confuses me. He's really the most confusing head coach because it's all so simple for him, and it's all been so simple for the Giants.
Yeah,
this has been the easiest point A to point B, problem to solution franchise that anybody could be looking at for all of their problems, and they don't do it. It's A to B, and then we're at J, and then we're going to route back to C eventually, but we got to get to R and then D, and then we're back to C. I'd love to know
what events you're referring to as these random letters.
All their decision-making. All of it. It's awful.
Here's one thing before we get to your Falcons to wrap us up.
Oh, God.
Here's one thing that concerns me. They were 3-0 in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
The whole team looked sharp in the preseason.
Energetic.
I know that there's, we're not dumb enough to do the whole, whoa, they went to 3-0. That means they're winning the Super Bowl. No, we're not that dumb. We're not doing that. But if we're willing to look past the outcomes of the games, they executed. They were fundamentally sound. They were focused. They had juice. Like you said, they were energetic.
They looked happy to be playing football, which a lot of the Giants at the end of the game did not look happy. You want Malik Neighbors happy on your team because you know what happened? The one good bit yesterday was every other team in the NFL seeing Malik Neighbors upset with a towel over his head and saying, hey, Malik, we got you in a couple of years because we are going to break the bank for your elite wide receiver skills. Please and thank you.
He's going to stay in New York. I pray that he stays in New York. The point though that I was trying to get at though, Dart was awesome in the preseason. So I'm a little worried if there was this much of a drop off and the team suddenly reverts back 2 years to the sloppy mess that they were after the year following I think it was 2023 when they had that huge hangover after the playoff season. They looked exactly like that version of the Giants where nothing was going right and they were just a big, sloppy, listless mess. If that's what they revert back to, does that mean that all of Dart's performances were a lie? I'm like really worried. I don't think it's the case. I don't think it is. I don't think it is because he showed some nuts and he showed some things that usually show up and translate to on the field stuff because he's decisive. He's staring down pressure. He's making checks to the line. All those things translate. But I just have this inkling of a fear that we got so caught up in a great preseason for the whole team that he'll show up and he'll start playing, and then all of a sudden we realize that wasn't real.
I think starting Russell Wilson right now is cowardly for the Giants, and it was cowardly for the Steelers last year. And it is cowardly for the fact that these teams have been teetering on really bad to in the hunt, both of them. Talent-wise, most more towards the Steelers side of things. But you sign Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson is the makeup that you put on because you don't want people to think that you are ugly or that you have wrinkles or that you have blemishes, whatever it is. He is the makeup. And you say, well, this guy is a pro and we are a pro football team and we have a professional quarterback that's done great things. And that's our makeup. You don't worry. Hey, we're pretty. We're pretty. Don't think that we're not. We got this guy. Whereas if you start Jaxson Dart in New York, that's walking out of the crib straight out of the shower, saying, this is my face to the world. This is me. No makeup, nothing. This is my future. This is me. This is my team. And the Giants don't want to do that because they're all of their jobs are in jeopardy. GM, head coach, assistant coach. They've been so bad, and they know they've been bad, that they still need the makeup. Don't. Go with the guy. Run the risk. Nobody ever gets out. And no one's just out of football also, by the way. All these guys get hired eventually and they work their way back up. It's all cyclical, okay? So just go take the makeup off and go and try to be a beautiful team that you can be, because they could be.